Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of In the Box. If you guys are new to the channel and if you're interested in more videos about music production or audio engineering, then please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you can get notified every time we put out a new video. This week, I'm very excited to be talking about a brand new plugin that Waves has just put out. It's called Submarine. If you've ever wanted to get a little more oomph out of your low end in your mixes, then this is the plugin for you. It's fairly easy to use, and there's a sale on right now on waves.com. It's only $29. So let's dive in and see what it can do. Alrighty, guys, here I have my Pro Tools session opened up. As you can see, I only have two tracks on there. One is a kick drum, the other is a bass. I figured that's pretty much the instruments that you're going to be using this plugin on. So I just went ahead and went with that. Let's do the kick drum first. I'm going to mute the bass. So here I have the Submarine opened up. It has two sections. It has a sub -1, sub -2. This is minus one octave, and this is a -2 octave. So you can either have them both on, or you can choose which one to work with. I'm just gonna go with sub -1 right now, and here is your gain for your sub. So you got a gain knob over here, so you have a lot of control over there. Be mindful of your input gain. If this starts to clip, then you might want to, either clip gain or something like that. Just make sure that this is not clipping too much, or rather, it's not clipping at all. um, okay, so next we have our range. So this is the range of frequencies in which we're going to be deriving our subs from. So you don't want to have the range too small, and you don't want to have it too wide. You want to try to find that nice little balance, right? If you have this too far wide, then you're going to be getting unwanted harmonics that may be mudding up your mix actually. And if you don't have it, if it's too far up over here, then you're not really going to be getting too many subs anyways. So I would say just be mindful of that and just play around with it and see what works. A good way for you to do that is that you can actually turn the mix knob up to 100% wet and actually hear the sub element that's going on right now, and you completely mute the dry element. So that's a good place to start from. Um, and then we have a drive knob. If you want some nice warmth, you can get that. And a dynamics knob, which is compression. So you can choose to compress it or not. And in case, if you drive this a little loud and if you start to compress, then you start to hit your output section a little hotter than you would want. So you have a output trim knob over here that you can play around with, just so you can kind of level match and make sure that it's not clipping. Well, that's about it. It's fairly easy to use. Let's dive in and see what it actually sounds like now. So we're going ahead with the kick first. This is bypassed. And mind you, please watch this video wearing some form of professional studio headphones, or watch it on a system where you have access to professional studio monitors. Just any headphones which can give you a good which can give you a good representation of the sub frequencies. Okay, cool. Bypassed. See, you can already hear that the difference is night and day if you're wearing good headphones. If you're listening to it on an iPhone, then probably not. Um, well, okay, let's increase, let's make it 100% wet and actually hear what the sub is doing. Let's play around with the range so you get an idea of what that is. See, if you move too far to the right, then you're really not getting those low sub frequencies. So you want to try to be somewhere in this area. And if you're too far fetched, then you're getting this really muddy, just muddy overtones and harmonics that just I don't really like. So I thought this is a nice little balance for the kick. Just gonna bring it down like here. And now just start to bring in the dry without the drive. Oh man, when you take the drive out, you really hear, like, you start to miss that warmth. Just listen for the reaction of the sub to the beater of the kick drum. Just listen for it responding to it. When you have the drive, it sort of breathes a little better. Just gonna accentuate it for you. Oh man, that is mean. All right. As you can see, I've already brought this down by 4 dB. If it was up here, it would be, yeah, that's coming in a little too hot. So I always like to level match stuff. Let's hear what happens when we compress. Very smooth. So it doesn't have too many options, but at the same time you can do a lot with it. So it's very user friendly. Uh, it's giving you one compression knob, so you can't really play around with ratios and thresholds and that type of stuff. Just have one knob, whether you how much you want to compress. It's great. Let's try to hear the -2 sub. In order to get a successful -2 octave, I would just push the range up a little bit. Again, turn this up so you can actually hear it. We're just starting to hear it now. You see? So if you bring the max down and make the range super small, then you're not even picking up, well, the sub is not even picking up it's not detecting, that's the word I was looking for. It's not detecting the fundamental frequency of the kick drum. So it can't react to something that it's not even receiving, right? So be mindful of this. Let's try that. Definitely feel some sort of thud. Wow, I'm definitely a fan of that. Okay, let's move on to the bass now. If you guys are not being able to hear this, let me put on an EQ plugin. It's one of my favorite EQs, by the way. Okay, so now I've got the Fab Filter Pro Q3 opened up. It's a great EQ. One of the reasons that I love it so much is that it has a spectrum analyzer. So we're just going to use that. We're not going to EQ anything. We're just going to use that and see what this plugin is actually doing to the frequencies. Wow. Did you see that this was totally filled up and then it just dropped as soon as you bypass the plugin? I'm going to turn it back on. Turn it back off. So it's just adding all these subharmonic frequencies over here. Woo! Well, let's hear these together. Well, there you go. That was Submarine by Waves. If you guys are new to the channel and you thought that this video was nice and informative, then please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon for future notifications. And if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, if there are any plugins that you'd like to see tutorials about or reviews about, or anything related to music production or audio engineering actually, feel free to hit me up on any social media platform. I'm going to put links in the description. I'd love to hear from you guys. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Take care.